Alright, there's 2 shooter bucks down in there. One is right there by this tree. And there's another one back in here. There's a third deer, I don't know what it is down here. But I can't do a stalk where I'm at. I'm gonna have to go all the way around and try to get on the other side and hope they come this way. But right now I can't, I'm too exposed. I'm gonna have to wait and see if they go up here and bed down, the land dips, and I'll be alright. We'll see. Making a move on 2 really good bucks, but I'm super exposed, and I'm on the side of this junk right here. But they're a really nice mule deer. They're not as big as Wyoming, but they're nice. God, this is risky, but I don't have much option. The freaking emotions. It's 2 o'clock. I got all night, but sometimes I don't have a whole lot of patience. And where I'm at, I don't think I'm ever going to get a chance that's really good on them. So I'm just taking this one, crossing my fingers.
One thing's for sure, I definitely didn't have patience. It cost me here. I made a move. I got busted. In the end, I still had a shot and made a stalk, but, you know, this was a bad move to make at the time.
And they freaking saw me, but they haven't bailed yet. Good God. 4. Golly. There's 4.
There was actually 5.
I screwed up.
And yeah, I screwed up.
Dadgummit. I screwed up. They know I'm here.
If you're going to screw up once, why not do it again? Here's round 2.
There's 2 does. And then 2 bucks are bedded right beyond the tip of that tree. You just can't see them. One big one, really big one. He's been bedded there 3 hours. They're all coming from this canyon. It wraps way around there. They come down the saddle out into this field.
So what I tried to do was jump on down and get around to where these 2 bucks you're looking at here were bedded. And I ended up jumping the does that were down in the field. They ran right to the bucks and spooked the bucks up. This is the closest I got, 90 yards. 2 pretty good mule deer. You know, 90 yards isn't something I can do, so I got to sit there and film them. And that was screw up number 2. But hey, live and learn. It's part of it when you're hunting by yourself on public land.
Well, the last video kind of screwed up. I made a quick effort to scooch down out of sight, and those bucks saw me. Here's what it is. I knew that might happen, but they didn't bail out. They watched for a minute. I sat down, and then I watched 2 of the 2 bigger ones, well, 2 of the 3 bigger ones bed for 3 hours. And didn't think I was gonna get a shot. Some does came out. They were right below me. And about an hour left. They got out of their bed, moved down to a place where I could put a stalk on, so I did. And I freaking blew it. bumped the bucks. Well, I didn't know it, but I got down to where I had a tree down I crawled up to, which would have been about 50 yards from them. And they ended up being about 90 is the closest I got. The does took off, and they took off with them and did exactly what I didn't want, which was ran the complete opposite way of this canyon where all these, I saw a bunch of deer. There's a bunch of deer in here. It's where I shot the one last year. It's a 3-walk canyon. Most people don't have it in them to try and get back to it, but I figured a way out, and well, I just blew out 2 really, really nice deer. That's part of it. It's hard. Spot and stalk hunting with a freaking bow is tough. I love it. It's always a mar. I'm scooting on out so I don't blow any more deer out of this place, but it should be good.
Just so you feel my pain, that there's the 2 bucks that spooked out with the 2 does that jumped them. A long day before I start the next day, and end up, I'm fortunate enough to glass these 2 bucks up. I watch them spar for a little bit, and I end up putting one of them to bed. You'll see here in a second there's a shot of him where I bedded him down. And you know, I come into this day thinking I'm going to do the right thing, and I end up making another mistake. We'll talk about that here in a second. I'm just kind of pointing out where they were bedded there.
Right. I've got the buck that's in that photo is right there with a doe and another little buck. I'm 370 out. I'm gonna give it a whirl.
I mean, why not?
I gotta come down, hit that ravine right here, follow it all the way, and then I gotta drop down, and I'm gonna try and slide up to that tree right there. There, right here. We'll see what the wind's gonna do. It may stop me halfway, but if I blow it, that's pretty much it for the evening. I'm gonna end up burning up some stuff. We'll see though. It's probably the hardest stalk I've had, but there's potential here for it to work. So, man, I gotta make about 300 yards. It's gonna take me over an hour to get down there, right? So, we'll see. I started somewhere completely new. Scrap what I was doing. I got up on that nice mule deer I tried to stalk yesterday, and went again at him, and the doe, he was with a doe and another little buck. She saw me from 450 yards, so we'll see. Neither of the bucks ever saw me, but part of it, frustrating, but I got something new I'm about to go look at. It's looking pretty good, so we'll see. Coyotes. They're right there somewhere. I'm gonna sum up the day for y'all. I had a mountain lion get within 10 yards of me this morning. Scared the crap out of me, scared the crap out of him. Saw a few does. Went to a different spot where I saw the bucks yesterday. Saw that same big buck. Tried another stalk on him, blew it. Moved to this spot. Then there's a pack of coyotes in this canyon. Yeah. I guess we'll do it tomorrow.
So I forgot about the mountain lion, but that morning I had one come up behind me and we both turned around and saw each other at the same time. He spooked, first one I'd seen. It was cool. So I decided the next morning, I'd had such a rough day the day before, I went fishing. And as you can see, caught some good trout, got some good food to eat. And went back at it that morning, saw some elk in the field. And, here we go, day, I don't know if this is 3 or 4, we get out and we start seeing some deer again. So we're going to go to it again. Right off the bat, we saw a few deer, and then I come up on this small group of bucks in here, and there's a couple little guys, and they're sparring. That was cool. Got some footage of it. And it would kind of lead me into the day. I spent all day sitting on this one hillside watching. Well, you'll see, but one buck in particular. But I watched these guys spar to start, and so it was a good way to start. I was feeling good, and kind of put me back in the mood to get on it. As you can tell, just a tad windy. I had about 2 or 3 days of pretty high winds, but didn't seem to affect the deer movement at all. After watching these guys, I ended up finding a buck. You're not going to get a great shot of him, but he's in here, and I watched him all day. Spent all day on him, and blew a stalk on him at the end of the day, but that goes with the territory. This is a nice 3x3 right here. I was able to do a heck of a stalk on. It took me 4 hours. I get down to some brush, as you can see here, take the shot at 55 and just completely blew it. Clean miss. I'd rather have that than the alternative, but I just blew my shot. So, I'd spent the morning stalking that deer, blew the shot on it, and it was my last day there, so I really had to make a call here late in the game. And this one area where you see me sitting here is basically right in the middle of their bedding and feeding area. I'd been watching them all week come down through this little drop here. Found this lay down and was able to slide my way down into it without getting detected, and sat there and was going to spend the evening and hope that a buck would come by. And what you see here is, it didn't quite pan out like I wanted, but I was still blessed to get to spend a week. And, I got here within 5 yards of this doe, and her expression, is to be expected when she realizes that it's supposed to be behind that tree there. But she really didn't blow out. She went about another 100 yards out, stopped, started feeding, and her and the other does she was with kept at it. And, that ended my week. It was a great hunt. I got to spend some time fishing. I got to see a ton of deer. What you didn't see was that I blew another stalk on a really, really nice whitetail. Nice 8-point, came within 25, but he had a doe and a yearling in front of him, and they saw me and bumped him. And that's part of the game. It was a great week, a lot of deer, and I can't wait to go back.